And we'll go straight on to the next topic on certification, and it'll be presented by Rebecca Kanellea. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip. So, as you all know, with the EPBD, all the EU countries have established independent energy performance certification systems. And these systems, they are supported by independent mechanisms of control and verification. But the current practices and tools that we have for the energy performance assessment and certification of buildings do face a number of challenges. Hence the B4E-4 topic for 2020 for the next generation of energy performance assessment and certification. It's for the second deadline, so the deadline is in September. And as an indicative budget, we say 1 to 2 million per proposal. So the challenge is that the assessment processes and the certificates, they have to become more reliable, more user-friendly, more cost-effective and compliant with EU legislation, so that they instill trust in the market and incite investments in energy-efficient buildings. They have to increasingly reflect the smart dimension of buildings and facilitate the convergence of quality and reliability of EPCs across the EU. What we look for is a holistic assessment of the building. So complementary dimensions have to be taken into account, of course, the envelope and the system performances, smart readiness, renewable energy sources, final energy use, and comfort levels. The proposals should ensure a technology-neutral approach and make use of international and EU standards, and in particular the ISO-10 standards for comparability. And as I said, they should be based on a set of indicators the calculated annual final energy use, the share of renewable energy used, past final energy consumptions and costs, comfort levels, level of smartness, etc. Increasingly, the assessments should take into account actual measured data that come from connected devices, smart meters, sensors, etc. So these new schemes should contribute to improving the effectiveness of the energy performance certificates and demonstrate how they can be strengthened, modernized, and best linked to national and regional certification schemes, enhancing compliance checking and effectiveness of financial support. The proposals should involve the relevant stakeholders, including regional and national certification bodies, in stimulating the rollout of the envisaged next generation schemes, in order to help them to take on board lessons learned and innovative approaches developed through past projects that were dealing with EPCs, and taking also into account any latest developments that took place for EPCs in member states. They should develop strategies to help converge the EPC practices across the EU and to ensure a comparable level of high quality and of independent control and verification. They should look into assessing the applicability of those schemes through realistic case studies, featuring various geographic locations, addressing various building types, climatic conditions, and practices. And they should also demonstrate a potential of EU-wide uptake of the schemes proposed. In addition, they should also address the training requirements and certification procedures for those experts that are licensed to issue the energy performance certificates. They should also demonstrate the benefit the EPCs can have in increasingly covering the work on inspections, and explore and consider embedding EPCs and their recommendations in broader concepts like the inspections, energy audits, integrating them in databases like building databases or national EPC databases, integrating them in practices related to reducing the performance gap from the design and the actual energy performance of the building, and including them in concepts like one-stop shops with comprehensive administrative, financial, and technical advice. They should also consider linking EPCs to related concepts like building renovation passports, individual renovation roadmaps, or building logbooks. Regarding the expected impact, of course, we have the standard energy-related impact, meaning we expect to see primary energy savings triggered and investments in sustainable energy triggered. We also look for increased convergence of good quality and reliable energy performance assessment and certification with an uptake and compliance with EU directives and the related standards. We look for an increased rate of application and compliance of EPCs and independent control systems with the provisions of EU and national legislation in a defined region. We expect an increased use of EPC databases for compliance checking and verification, and linking them with financing schemes and building stock characteristics research, etc. An increased convergence of training requirements and certification procedures for experts that issue the EPCs, and an increased integration of inspections and energy audits in new EPCs. As additional positive effects, if possible to demonstrate, we would like to see a reduction, as I said, of the performance gap, and if possible, an additional market value of a building unit, an apartment or a house that has a better EPC class than another one. As a reminder, this topic is open this year, but it is an innovation action, and it was open in 2018 as a coordination and support action again, but there are many similarities and many differences between the two CSAs. So I advise you to read the topic very carefully because it's not identical to the 2018 one. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca.